The next thing that's going to come along is multimaterial 3D printing. So currently, most 3D printers can print one material, and that limits what you can make, because if you look around you, most things aren't one material. Maybe a cup, or a knife, or something dumb. But when we have connected devices and electronics, everything's got electronics. So we need to be able to have machines which print electronics, multi-material, and how we design for that is going to be a new way of approaching things. We can think of an assembly, and that's pretty easy to get your head around, that you would just say apply material A here, apply conductive ink here, apply material B here, and that's not too hard. We can get our heads around that. But when we think about gradient materials, if we can basically do inkjet materials and do forms which we haven't done before, we need tools to help us think through that as well. So we have another project we're working on called Monolith, where you define, again, similar to Dreamcatcher, you define the problem and it will give you a material gradient based on those loads. So here we have a similar thing, like a bracket with a fixing point, a stress, but we also want to include flexibility. So you have stiffness here, flexibility here, so the part can contract. Now, if you were to design that, mentally, just thinking about where you'd put the rubber, you'd do it in a block at a certain point and then test it and hope it would work. But by doing this voxel-based volumetric design, we can approach things in ways we haven't before. GE has invested $1.4 billion acquiring 2 major companies in the space. And it's not to do lattice structures, it's to do part consolidation. So an assembly, a single part, like a housing for a turbine, which would have been 120 parts welded together by 6 suppliers, they can now print in one part. So that's a huge reduction in their supply chain. There's less variance because they don't have parts being welded together. They have less timeline because they can do it within 48 hours instead of within 3 months. And so, again, engineers thinking about how to design for these complex parts as assembly. So rethinking an assembly as a single part is going to take time, so we need the next generation of engineers to understand this, design specifically for the process. And just as so Autodesk, software company, we need to work with hardware companies, we need to work with material companies, we need to be open and transparent in the way we work for this industry to move forwards, to make 3D printing work for more than just prototyping and jigs. And so we're building this interconnected network of software which can talk to as many machines as possible.